we can grant each other, and that is the right to be who you truly are. Sovereign.
What is the difference between democracy, sociocracy, and socialism? What is the major difference? Democracy,
Okay.
sociocracy, socialism.
I'm going to answer that by a little bit of history, not exactly in the way that you asked, okay? So remember that in order to create a culture in which it's easy to find out that 9/11 was an inside job and the media can keep it a secret, or that vaccinations create all kinds of health problems and autism and etc., and keep it a secret, that has to have been going on for a really long time. So what do Adam Smith, who created free market economics, ostensibly, and Karl Marx, who created communism, what do they have in common that the elite were interested in and therefore funded?
About driving at that. Thank you.
What do they have in common? Only gold is money. According to Adam Smith, only gold is money. According to Karl Marx, only gold is money. What is gold? Gold is not money. But it's small, it's relatively lightweight for its value, it's incorruptible, it's very good as a medium of exchange, and it is itself valuable.
Intrinsic value.
Has intrinsic value. Now, hang on. This is where we go, where we separate. In order for gold to function as money, it has to have a value given by law, given by the sovereign, that's higher than its value as gold. So even gold isn't money.
Thank you.
Unless it has the imprimatur of law. Unless it's a fiat of the sovereign.
Listen to me.
So, what did the bankers do? What did the goldsmiths do? The goldsmiths said, you deposit your gold with me because you don't want to... Is that mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
This isn't me.
So the goldsmiths have a safe storage facility for gold. The problem with gold is very simple. It is anonymous. It can be stolen. It is dangerous to transport. It's heavy.
True.
All these things. So if I take my gold to the goldsmith and I deposit it with the goldsmith, this is where this idea of depositing money comes from, right? I deposit it with the goldsmith. The goldsmith can give me a receipt for the gold that says it's this purity, it's this weight, and it's made out to me. Now, I can take my receipt for gold and I can go to, in town I don't need my receipt for gold because I'm using market money, right? During the Middle Ages, the market or either the producer, the merchant, would issue a receipt for the goods and services that he brought to the market. Or the market itself would see what you brought and give you market money. So there was never any shortage of money. You had the right amount of money to facilitate all the trades that were in demand during the market. So the Middle Ages were quite prosperous. But you can't spend market money. If you're from Stuttgart, you can't spend it in Berlin. So you need gold. But you can spend a receipt for gold. Because whoever it is who's accepting the receipt for gold from you, you are going to make it out to them. So on your way from Stuttgart to Berlin, or from London to Edinburgh, it didn't matter, or to Belfast, if somebody stole your receipt they would have a hard time proving that they're real. So they can't spend it. It's made out to you. So you endorse it, the receipt, to the merchant that you're buying something for in the foreign city, right? And you endorse it to them. It's now theirs. And there's the record on the back of the receipt for gold. Now when that receipt gets filled up, you go back to the goldsmith. You came to Stuttgart to buy something, and you go to the goldsmith, and he gives you a new blank receipt. Well, what does this look like to the goldsmith? The receipt for gold works as money better than gold because it's for a specific amount. It's for a specific weight and specific purity. And if you trust the goldsmith has a good reputation. The receipt for gold is better as money than gold.
Money changers.
What does this look like to the goldsmith?
Opportunity.
There is a huge amount of gold in my vault, and people want to trade with my receipts. So I can
30 years ago.
I can capitalize people by lending them a receipt for gold that I don't have, and they'll pay me interest. Oh dear. What happens if they find out? There'll be a run on my goldsmith, and I won't have enough gold. So what do I need to do? I need to get together with all my other goldsmiths who figured this out and create a secret society. And what is the most important thing for me to do with my fellow goldsmiths? The most important thing for me to do is protect the banking secret. How do I do that? If there's a run on my goldsmith shop, I say, I don't have it here. Then I close my shop, and all my secret brotherhood, my Illuminati, they all send me the gold, and I redeem all those receipts, and I save the deception. So what is the most important thing for that cabal, or coven, because it's actually a coven, they learn how to work with black magic, believe me, they do. What is the most important thing for them to do? They need to create an entire culture in which nobody understands what it is that they're doing. And when they get to be so wealthy that everybody's up in arms, they need to disappear. And that's what they did. If you ask somebody what happened to the Rothschild fortune, they will look at you with a blank stare and they'll have no idea what you're asking. Why aren't they on the Forbes 100 or 400? Why don't we ever hear about them? Why do we hear about Gates and Trump? Well, Trump never made it.
Control everything, own nothing.
Yeah. So the point that I'm making is that the goldsmiths who became bankers are the cabal that created the culture in which we don't understand that they're the sovereign and they're issuing the currency in a way that creates the conditions in which we have to earn our living, that is, do something that somebody has money wants us to do, not what we want to do. One right. Everybody has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the way that I described it. We secure for each other our life by giving you the check that you need, the money that you need to live at the beginning of the month so that you can do whatever it is that you want. The thing that you want is to be at liberty, to develop your capacities, to do something that will make you really happy. Pursuit of happiness. What is it that makes you really happy? Satisfying a need in the community that you see needs to be done, and you have and can develop the capacity to do. So that's where we're going. Where we're going is granting each other the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in a way that gives it real meaning. Why? Your life is secure. You have all the money that you need to live. You have an equitable distribution of the wealth that we all create together. You're at liberty to do whatever it is that you want to do. What makes you happy? Serving my community. That's where we're going. And we use sociocracy, not democracy. We use liquid democracy when it gets beyond our group. Sometimes we'll need to find out what the larger group thinks, and we need liquid democracy. Liquid democracy is a way of actually divining the will of the people by giving you choices to rank and evaluating those choices according to Condorcet pairs, all of which is developed at the same time as the American Revolution. Believe me, that was the time when this idea of the rights of the individual. So the American Revolution was about transferring the sovereignty from the king to the people. And we believe we did it, but we didn't, because the primary tool that the sovereign uses to create the conditions in which the people live is money creation, and we lost that. We lost the American Revolution because the Rothschilds created the first bank of the United States. And when Andrew Jackson said, "You're a den of vipers and I will rout you out," and he vetoed the renewal of the second bank, third bank of the United States, he neglected to take away from the state banks the power to issue money. Why? Because they created a culture in which nobody knew that's what they were doing.
Okay, well, they're about to kick us out of here, so...
Burn it for